everyone and welcome back to another video. Today I have 3 Trash to Treasure DIYs and today's video is also part of a collaboration, so there's going to be a playlist for you to check out in the description box once you're done watching my video. For my first DIY, I'm going to be turning this into something. This was a little barrel, a wooden barrel used to hold some coffee inside, and I just couldn't throw it away. I thought I have to come up with something, and I didn't want to use it for something typical like a utensils holder or a stationery holder, and so I gave it a little bit of thought and I decided I'm going to turn it into a wagon. So what I'm going to do is turn it around and then I'm going to saw it in half. So I'll be back once I've done that. Okay, I'm back now and I've cut this. So I want to just hot glue the lid onto it, and also these have come off, so I just want to hot glue those back in place. It's a little rough around the edges, so I'm just going to give it a little bit of sanding to smooth that out. Now, before I start the painting process, I want to get all of the little bits to complete the wagon. So I've got some wheels here from this toy, and I'm also going to use this stick just for the handle, and then some wire just to add here. So I'm just going to get started and remove the wheels with some pliers. Hopefully they come off. Okay, that did not work, so plan B. I'm going to try to cut them off. Alright, so a few splinters later, I finally managed to get them off. I'm just going to sand them. I've sanded 2 because some of the wood is kind of stuck inside still. So I'm just going to finish doing these 2, and then I've got some chopsticks that I'm going to use so that I can stick them under the wagon, because that just doesn't look right, does it? So it needs to go under there and it needs to have a little bit of wood like this. So as you saw, I've just cut the chopstick and sized it up, and now I'm going to stick the wheels either side of the stick. So I've done my wheels. I'm just going to set them aside to dry a little bit more, and now I'm taking my handle, and I think this is too long, so I'm just going to cut it a little. Now I'm going to attach it to the wagon with a little hot glue. Now I'm going to add the hot glue just in the centre so that we can stick them under the little barrel. And then do the same for the other one. Now I'm moving on to creating a little handle on top of that, so just taking my pliers and cutting off a little wire, and then I'm just going to bend it to create a little hook so that I can attach onto that, and then I'm just going to take your hot glue to stick that on. Now we're going to start the painting job. So I'm taking this acrylic bronze paint here, and I'm just going to start painting the wagon. I want to keep these black strips black, so hopefully I don't get any paint on there, but if I do, then I'll just go over it with some black paint. I'm also going to do the same for the wheels and the handle. I finished painting the wagon, but it's a little too bronzed for me, so I'm just going to add in a little bit of darker brown using this powder from ARTEZA. just going to add a little to my palm. And these are really nice because it gives it a touch of colour without being too much. So you can see it's really transforming it now. It's really making such a big difference. It's giving it like an aged look. So I'm going to add that to the wheels as well. Also adding it to the top. And a little to the handle. It's kind of like shading, adding a little bit of shading here and there. I'm just going to go over these a little bit with a black Sharpie pen because some of the paints come onto that. I actually intended to use some real plants in here and use this as a planter, so you can do that. The shops are closed at the moment because it's Easter. Then I was going to use some artificial ones, so again you can do that if you like, using a floral brick. But I decided to settle with lemons because my second DIY is going to be lemon. I thought I'll just go with the lemon theme. So I've added some of this in there, which was from a really old project. I just thought it'll give it a really nice farmhouse look. And then I'm going to be taking these miniature lemons that I got online, and I'm going to just place them inside. And then I'm going to be adding a little bit of greenery just to give it some colour as well. So I've just snipped these off some artificial plants that I had, and we will just stuff that in the corner. Add another. I'm adding in a little bit more detail onto the wagon using my Sharpie pen because I just felt like something was missing. So you can see, like, there you go, you can see I'm making some lines. I'm going to do that all across the wagon and then the wheels as well. So that's the first DIY finished. I'll let you see how it looks and then we'll move on to the second. So we went from this to this. Now this little wagon did take some time, but honestly I think it's just so rewarding bringing something to life instead of throwing it away, and I just know that I can change this up whenever I want for it to hold something else. So for the second DIY, this is the trash that I'm going to be using, and this was just a chocolate kit. I'm going to give it a bit of a wipe. So to cover the box, I'm going to be doing some decoupage. So I'm going to use some napkins. These are the ones I've got. They're nice and just go with the lemon theme. I don't know why, I just smelt them for some reason. I thought it was going to smell like lemon. So you just open the napkin. And then you remove all of the inner layers. And I'm going to do this as though I am wrapping a present. So I'm going to apply some glue. You don't want to do too much when you're doing decoupage, not Mod Podge. So you can use PVA for this. You don't have to use Mod Podge. Just going to cover the back of the box and the sides. And now I'm just going to place it in the center. And then bring the napkin up the sides and do the same for the top. The bottom and the other side as well. Now just take your scissors and give it a little tidy. I've cut off all the excess now, so I'm going to go over it with some Mod Podge, and you can use gloss or matte to do this. I'm also going to make sure it's nice and stuck down properly. I need to let this dry a little bit. I do like that it looks quite vintage as well. But to decorate the borders, I'm going to be using some washi tape. So this is my collection. I've got a few more as well. I found this lemon one, so I think I'm going to use that. So the writing is still showing through. I'm going to have to use a few layers just to cover that up. I decided to add some napkin on top of the text just to kind of like make it easier for the washi tape, because when I was adding the washi tape it just wasn't covering the text basically. So I'm just adding the last strip on there before I start working on the inside of the box. I just had to take my craft knife and open the top up because it got sealed with the Mod Podge and the napkin, so that I can work on the inside. And I've just taken some artificial grass mats that I have got and cut it to size, and I'm going to glue it with hot glue inside. So we'll start with this piece here, just adding my glue to the back. And then just adding this other little scrap piece I had. And then I've got this small basket that I got from a Christmas fair in the charity shop, and I've added a little bit of burlap, some artificial leaves in the corner, and then one of my little miniature artificial lemons, and that's going to go inside the box as well. I think I'm going to place it on the right. I'm going to add this bow with some hot glue just in the centre of the box. Now to finish off, I'm just going to be taking this wooden sign embellishment you can write on. So I've got a chalk pen here, and I'm going to be writing lemons 29p. I had to Google how much they were. Now I'm just going to add the sign inside the box and then adjust it to where I want. And then I'm going to just close it so that it stays put. So we went from this empty box to this cute, adorable shadow box. I know a lot of you love farmhouse as well as lemons for summer, and I have to say I really do love the colours. It's just so refreshing, cooling and soothing to look at. You know, I always love to hear from you in the comments, so please do let me know what you think of these projects, and don't forget to check out the playlist with the rest of my friends. That's all of today's ideas. I hope that you have enjoyed them and found some inspiration from them. Now I just want to review a new table that I have kindly received from an Amazon store, and I really needed a new table. You'll see in a little bit. My one was just falling apart, so I was just so grateful for this, and I really love it. It's just so beautiful and high end. So this is my current table, just to show you how bad the condition is. I've already had to replace the wood at the bottom because it was just breaking and the whole basically table kept moving. So this is how tiny it is as well. You can see everything just doesn't fit. And I've got my other screen up here on a shelf and everything here. So you can just tell I really need a new table. And here's a new table. I just need to clean it, because this is all of the packaging on it still, and then we will put it in place. And also this is broken. Can you see that? That's on both sides, so this just keeps lifting up. Out with the old and in with the new. And here it is now all set up. How much better does this look? So much more space, and I really love this wood. It's so smooth, it's so beautiful. I'm really happy with it. There's so much space here for your legs as well. Honestly, I think the table and a chair are like the most important things, especially when it comes down to editing. You're sitting down for a few hours working on the computer, so it's really important just to be as comfortable as possible. And thanks to this company, I can do just that. They also do sell chairs, by the way. As you can tell, I am so happy with this table. It's sturdy, it's beautiful, it's modern, and it was so easy to put together. I mean, I didn't have to put it together. I literally got it out of the box and it just stands up. It's like a pop-up table, and that is great for me because I don't have patience for putting things together. I actually don't enjoy it. So definitely check them out. I will leave the link to their Amazon store in the description box as well. Thank you so much for watching. Take care of yourselves and I'll see you in the next video. Till then, bye.